Hi there, it's Hannah from Team MV. I am the user support lead, and today I am walking you through an overview of your user profile area. So you're going to start out in your admin dashboard, and you're going to want to toggle users down and then click list. So you'll see a list of all of your users populated right here. And you can sort this by having all of your users listed, or you can actually select a specific product and see which users are part of that product. So just so you can see what this looks like, I know this is a fictional character here, so I will show you an example. So if I click on More Rows, Client Portal 1, it will show me everyone who has access, all my users who own this product. So in this case, it's a one-on-one product, so it's More Rows, but of course you will have multiple users depending on which product you are selecting. So that's one way that you can filter your users here. So we'll go back up to our main page. You can also sort by sign up. So you can see here, there's the date of when these users signed up for the product, or you can sort by engagement. So which users are the most engaged, and that's going to come in under EP right here. So engagement points. So that'll list all of your users from your top engaged to your least engaged. Now to take you into a specific account, we're going to do good old Peter Parker here, and you can search either by first name or by last name. It will not work to do first and last, so just keep that in mind when you're sorting. So we've got Peter Parker here. One thing before I click into Peter's account that I want to make sure you know is you can download a CSV file at any point with these results populated in a spreadsheet for you. So you can do this both on your full user page, you can do that on this user page, and you can also do, once I click in to the action here, you can download user data right up at the top here, and that is also going to give you a CSV with all of this information in spreadsheet form. So just to walk you through all the different things you can do on the user page, you could log in as a user so you can actually see your MV account from Peter Parker's perspective, or whichever user you happen to be looking at the time. So this is really helpful if you need to see if your user is maybe having trouble viewing a video, you can go in and actually log in as them and see if you can recreate that same scenario yourself. So that's a really handy tool to have on hand. And then you can see user progress here. This lists all of the products that your user has or has had access to, and shows you how many engagement points and then also the percentage completed. So you can see here with our Maximize Your Business course, Peter Parker is about 50% complete, has earned 6 EP. It's not a very big course, that's okay. And then the office hours demo down here, about 40% and 40 EP. So that just happens to line up, but that's how that works there. So you'll see the EP and then the 40 down below, completion by product, that's percentage completed. Here you can barely see it when I hover over. So 1 EP, pretty much 0% completion. I guess Peter wasn't really into the super awesome 5-day challenge. Now, if you scroll down, you can see user information. So you can see the email that they use to sign up for your account, as well as first and last name. And then reset password. This is an important one because sometimes you will get users reaching out to you and saying, I forgot my password into your MemberVault. I don't know how to get back in. I can't figure out how to reset it. And you can actually go in and reset their password for them. So the default would be to just grab the email address and copy it down here and reset the password that way. You will want to make sure that anytime you're making changes here, you want to click Save User, otherwise it will not populate that save for you. So just make sure you're clicking Save User once you've reset that password. Then you let your user know that they can go in and change it from their end, because we want to have that extra level of privacy, so we don't collect a record of their passwords and you don't have that record either. So it's private to them only with resetting that. So this would really just be to reset that to their default email so that they can then go in and put a more secure password in. And then you can see how many engagement points your user has accumulated over time. So we can minimize that if you like. And then products, this is actually a list of every single product that is in your MemberVault account. And you can see with the blue check marks here, these are the products that your user has access to. So you can really easily manage the manual access for your users. So if I wanted to give Peter access to the free subscriber hub, I would just click the check here. And then if I did not want Peter to have access to the maximum bundle anymore, say he's just moving on with his life and going on and doing other things, he's not paying a recurring subscription or anything like that, then I would just go in here and uncheck the maximum bundle. Now I'm going to keep this all checked in because I don't know if Katrina needs this for office hours, so I'm going to keep things the way that I left them, but this is just to show you all the different products that Peter has access to. And then, of course, same thing, you'd want to click Save User at the end so that the access would actually go through. Now, quiz answers, this is where you will see a record of all the quiz answers that this user, in this case Peter, has ever answered. I remember this office hours. And so this will just be a record of any quiz question across any product that you own. Those will all be populated here. And there might actually be a way where you can just export a CSV file so that you can see all of these quiz questions over time. We'll go down here. You can also see a record of number of payments and which product has been paid for. So if you need to come in, if your user is saying, hey, I just bought your product and I can't actually get access to it, this is where you would come check and make sure that it actually went through. And one thing to keep in mind with payments is that this will only populate if you are using MemberVault's direct checkout page. So if you're using Stripe and PayPal and you're using the MemberVault checkout page, you will see these payments populated here. If you are using an external sales cart, like I have a product where I sell private fiddle lessons and I actually use my scheduler to manage the subscriptions, and then I add my users into MemberVault from my email list once they have made that subscription. So my sales with that, even though they're happening monthly, they're not going to populate into my payment record under that user because it's not directly through MemberVault with the checkout page. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, the activity log is also really useful. So you can see literally just what your user is doing. You can say when they view a lesson, when they are logging in, when they get added to a product, when they view a teaser module, which is really, really handy to be able to see if you've got any warm or hot leads that you're tracking, when they've completed a module, passed a quiz, started a drip series, lots of different things. And I believe Peter hasn't left any comments, but I believe that this would also be populated on here under the activity log. So this is really useful to be able to go in and look at, one, for analytics, and also if you're trying to troubleshoot something for a user. There's just a lot of different ways that you can use this activity log. So I like to use it to go in and see which videos my students are coming back to, which lessons they're coming back to rewatch again and again. And that helps me know what type of content to put out in the future. We'll scroll all the way down. You can also minimize this if you want. And then we'll get to the actions log. So this is related to your user actions. So when you set up an action, when you tag someone when they're added to a course, when you send yourself a notification when they've completed, anything like that, you can see there's a whole bunch of different actions here. That's where that is going to be logged. So when a specific user completes an action on your MemberVault, that's where this is all going to live. So you can see a record of that. You can see that when Peter was added to Maximize Your Business course, they were given a special separate product, 3 separate products actually. You can see that this was sending an email, adding tags, all that fun stuff added to a Hello Audio feed. So this is just where your action log lives there. And then all the way down at the very bottom, the dreaded delete. So there's a section here where you can officially remove Peter Parker. You're just totally done with him being on your MemberVault and you want to remove him completely. Now, we do prefer that you just remove access to a particular product because that way you can keep all of your data about Peter. So you have seen the action log, the activity log, the progression through the products. It's really nice to be able to keep that information for your records. But there might be a time when your user asks you to completely remove all data associated to them. In that case, you would actually want to come in and click the big red button here. And you might not be able to see this on my screen recording, but there will be a little pop-up screen that says, are you sure you want to delete this user? And in this case, I actually don't want to delete Peter because Katrina's put so much effort into creating this account. So I'm going to click cancel. But if you actually did want to delete Peter, you would click OK. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know.